The streets will never make you grow. It's not a seed, it's a gutter. There's no happy endings in this life. So this is my message to you. The streets will never love you back.
What's up, guys? Well, thanks for waiting. So far, we got 40 in the chat. Boston J, all my moderators out there, live and let live. I hope everybody's okay. Ray Ray the Road Dog. What's up, Ray Ray? 63 people in the chat. I'm going to wait for a couple more people. Now, the topic is Mikey Scars de Leonardo tonight, okay? Now, I'm not going to knock Mikey Scars tonight. I'm going to be very nice to him because I'm not going to disrespect him. It's not my style. He didn't get on that level yet, okay? So I'm going to be very respectful to you tonight, okay, Michael? But I'm going to show you a couple faces, okay, of my friends, okay? I don't know if you see them. I'm going to show you the Polio, John Pollio, Georgie Conti. I could throw more up there, but that's three I'm going to put up there for now. Okay. And, me and Michael Scars grew up in a totally different era. Michael Scars grew up, like he says, he went to college. You know, he was underneath the wing of his father. His father had 2 pensions. He lived a nice life. I grew up without a father. My father in Manhattan, I looked up to the wise guys on the corner, and he could say anything he wants. But me and him are totally different. And I don't remember Mikey Scars from Bath Avenue. Originally, I think he's from 11th Avenue, 13th Avenue, that way. Bath Avenue was the gutter, okay, where I grew up. You had Satch, Crazy Satch. Yusuf Hawkins got killed on 20th Avenue, the black kid. Then Satch killed another black guy somewhere on Bath Avenue and Bay 17th. So, listen, I don't know where Mikey Scars was, but Mikey Scars, he took that oath. He burnt that saint in his hand. And he took an oath to the Gambino crime family. I never took an oath, okay? I was a young kid looking up to the wrong people. Thank God I made the right decision. Mikey Scars, he was looking at 10 years in prison, and he decided to cooperate. The 10 years, I got 8 years for my cooperation, okay? So, and Mikey Scars, I think he put 80 people away. 80, put 80 of them away. My friends, in all honesty, they put themselves away, okay? I went away at the age of 23 years old, okay, for a bank robbery and assault charge. So I destroyed my life. I take everything I did in my life. I take responsibility for everything I did. But we're going to get into that, all right? I'm going to give a little shout out to a couple of people out there. Air Rifle Reviews, Sly Stallone, Terry O., let's see, Brad R. Hey, Roderick. Let's see, Live and Let Live. Mikey Scars got off. Yeah, we're going to get into Mikey Scars. We're going to get into Bath Avenue. We're going to get into my friends over here, John Pollio, Polio, Georgie Conti. We're going to get into all this. I mean, these are kids' names where their lives were taken at a very young age, okay? And I can tell you, like, I'll go back and forth into this. Gary Monteleone, what's up, Gary? How's everything? And I don't care about anyone else's opinion out there. I really don't. I mean, this is my platform. And, if you want a platform, you create a YouTube, create a web page, whatever you got to do. But this is my platform, Mikey Scars mentioned my name today, and he was very nice. I don't think he said anything bad in that sense. But, I got to let him know, Michael, the little kid that you once knew, meaning me, I'm not a little kid no more, okay? And I still say You were one of the better guys in the neighborhood. You know, you came around a little later on Bath Avenue. You know, you were around Paulie Zach at that time. Then from Paulie Zach, eventually, John Gotti became boss, and then he had the power. All you had to do was tell Paulie Zach to release you, and you got straightened out. You know, we know your story. You said it, but I'm not going to disrespect you in any way. But I'm going to give it to you, the way I see it. Okay, because a lot of people think they know me. Maybe you knew me 30 years ago. Maybe you knew me 40 years ago. But I'm 52 years old now. You know, people change, people grow up. So I'm not that person I used to be. You know, I fell down, I got back up. A lot of bad things went on in my life, Now every day I try to make my crooked path right. So, anyone out there who's trying to disparage me, all I can tell you is keep on trying. Okay, you're never gonna win. You're never gonna beat me ever. Not in this lifetime. You're never gonna win. Okay, you're just not strong enough. I got God on my side, and you're the devil. That's just the way it is. So Sly Stallone, hey Jimmy, coffee and a donut. Keep doing you, brother. Thank you, Sly Stallone. How? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the $20. It's very kind of you. And so yeah, we're gonna get into a couple things from Bath Avenue, because I don't remember Mikey Scars when the Deja Vu Club was around. I don't remember him when Robert Blasco was around, Jimmy Neck, Vinny Perdue, Ricky, Big Satch. I don't remember him those times, And then Mikey Scars, me and my friends, we were going up against captains. We went up against Georgie Conti. He's a captain in the Lucchese crime family. He's the one who killed John Pollio. And Mikey Scars, he remembers that when John Pollio got murdered. Because I remember Mikey Scars, when John Pollio got murdered, he told me, okay, and hopefully he remembers, you know what, Jimmy, I should have helped you guys. And he said that. I remember him saying that, I should have helped you guys. And I told him, I said, Michael, that's okay. You did help us, But he was one of the better guys. He tried to put us in the right direction. But growing up, we were having a problem with all these wise guys, At the age of 18 years old, I don't know what Mikey Scars did, but, me and Joey Calco, we're involved in attempted murder on Michael Hamster at the age of 18. 19, 20 years old, I'm shooting a kid, Leo Insulaco, for hitting me with a baseball bat. I mean, I'm robbing banks at a young age. I don't know what Mikey Scars is doing, okay? But, this is my story. Mikey Scars has his own story. But Bath Avenue was a rough neighborhood. And the funny thing about it is that, Mikey Scars says Bath Avenue, Bensonhurst, he calls it Bath Beach, which it is Bath Beach, but it's Bensonhurst. Okay, it's a piece of Bensonhurst. He says, Bath Beach was safe. What was it safe? For the old timers that were wise guys? It wasn't safe for the young kids. You want me to name a dozen kids that were murdered? There's 3 of them behind me that was murdered. How about the Carini brothers? They were nuts. Okay. How about I'm gonna mention Frankie Smith when he killed the 2 guys on 15th Avenue in Bath. How about Nicky Izzo on 17th Avenue and Bath Avenue? Okay, when Joe what's his name? Alfredo Temporino and Georgie Conti jump out and they kill Nicky Izzo. So come on. I mean, Mikey Scars, really, you got to wake up. I don't know how you glorify these guys. You glorify Anthony Sparrow. Anthony Sparrow was a murderer. Yeah, you might respect him because, he was respected in the neighborhood. He made it to an acting boss, okay? But regardless of anything, we conspired to kill Vincent Bickelman after Vincent Bickelman robbed his daughter's house. It's a known fact. You could create your own story, but this is the story that's true. Paulie Galino killed Vincent Bickelman right on 19th Avenue in Bath, right on the corner of the 6-2 precinct. Okay, that's another murder. Okay, Chestnut gets murdered on 19th Avenue. I mean, I don't know where Mikey Scars been, but I'm talking about my life. Okay, the shit I've been through, my friends that I lost. Okay, then talk about my friends that overdosed and dead. Okay, I'm not even going to mention them. But there's a lot of murders, a double homicide I was involved in. Neil Nastro and his uncle with Tommy Reynolds. Tommy Reynolds gets out of the car, kills both of them. I mean, Mikey Scars, I don't know where you've been, but I'm from Beth Avenue. Okay, this is my story. Okay, you're saying the neighborhood was safe. Where were you? Okay, when I was ducking bullets, when I had people trying to kill me. Okay, where were you? You weren't helpful to me. You know, you didn't want my problem. You were one of those guys that did not want my problem. That's 100%. You know it, and I know it. You know, nobody wanted to go up against Georgie Conti. Okay, you didn't want to go up against him. Okay, yeah, you took me to Robert Fabiano in the beginning, and Robert Fabiano was a wise guy. This is when you weren't a wise guy. He spoke to Georgie Conti, and then 2 days later, Georgie Conti pulls up in front of Nick's candy store. This is all inside my head. Okay, these are the things I've been through. So me and Mikey Scars, we grew up in a different era. Okay, but I'm still going to give him the credit. He was one of the better guys in the neighborhood. Okay, Scotty Fabiano. Scotty Fabiano wasn't a nice guy. Okay, Frankie Mariconda. Frankie Mariconda wasn't a nice guy. Kidding me? We used to play knuckles with them. We used to cut out of school to Scotty's house. Scotty turned us on to cocaine back in the day. I mean, so these are the guys that, you know, the neighborhood was not a safe neighborhood for young kids. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we did look up to the wrong people. And a lot of my friends lost their lives for no reason. And I'm going to tell you, John Pollio was one of them. He lost his life for no reason. You know why he lost his life? Because someone wanted to put him underneath their belt, okay, in the neighborhood. Let's get rid of John Pollio. Let's make an example out of him, and everyone else, all the other kids will calm down. But see, we had Paulie Galino. After they killed John Pollio, me and Paulie Galino got tight. And Joey Calco wasn't no leader. Tommy Reynolds wasn't no leader. Okay? We had people looking to kill us. Okay, one by one, they were going to tear us apart. But Paulie G, the guy behind me, Paulie G, he stood up to all of them. He really did. He stood up to all of them. And he started killing people. Okay? I have to give the kid credit because in that neighborhood, that's what you become. If you don't become a killer, you become a victim. That's how it is. Ryan Brown. What's up, Ryan Brown? Roderick Molina. Matt Jake. Duke of Dunhurst. The Duke of Dunhurst. Jimmy, did you have Mikey Scars' ex-wife on your show, if I remember correctly? Yes, I did have her on my show. That's Tony Marie. She's a dynamite person, and I respect her greatly. And I'm not going to abuse Mikey Scars. I'm just going to let him have it. See, Mikey Scars might look at me that, you know, Jimmy the young kid. You know, I'm 52 years old. I mean, you know, so, you know, times have changed. You know, time goes by. So I don't know what he's looking at. You know, the guy or the kid you knew from 40 years ago, he's not a kid no more. You know, I went to jail. I was 23 years old. I kept my mouth shut. I did 6 years in prison. Okay. I did 5 years with the feds and a 4 to 8 on top of that ran concurrent. After the feds, the state was outside to pick me up. Okay. I went to go see the parole board. The parole board hits me with a CR date. Okay. I CR'd. I hit the street. I'm on the street for 11 months. Guys start rolling on me. Guys brought me in. Okay. But these guys could create their own stories and, you know, say what they want to say because that's what they're going to do. Yes, this is the Brooklyn way, toe to toe. Gaetano Bracco, were you away when he got his button? No, I was on the street when he got his button. He got his button, I think, in 88 of Christmas. No. I did a small bid. I think it was 91. I went away for 3 months, Rikers Island. I came home after 60 days, because on 90 days you do 60. And then I was in the street, and then I went back away in 93, okay, for the bank robbery. But there's so many stories, okay? But these people want to create their own stories because they have their own narrative. You know, they want to, be important, but they're not important no more. You know, Mikey Scars, you put away 80 people. You know, that you were important then when you testified. You know, but you're not important now. You can't glorify these people. You know, I hear you glorifying Sparrow. You say Sparrow should have his own statue on Bath Avenue. Sparrow was involved in killing Gus Faraci. Sparrow was involved in killing Louis Tuzio. Sparrow was involved in killing Joe Pizza. Sparrow was involved in killing Paulie Galino. And it goes on and on and on. But you glorify these people. You know, you're a guy who talks good about John Gotti. John Gotti destroyed the mob. You know, actually, thank God for John Gotti. How about that? Because John Gotti destroyed the mob. This guy became a boss, and all of a sudden, the crime families that were underground, they became above on the street, like movie stars. You know, that's what John Gotti was. John Gotti was a movie star. Gunsmoke the Don. Don Berlin. Salute and thank you. Don Berlin. What's up, Don? Gunsmoke. What's up, Gunsmoke? Well, you know, that's the thing, too. Mikey Scars still thinks he's in the life. You know, Mikey Scars, his son is a class act. I'll tell you straight up. The son is a class act. He's a very respectful kid, great kid. But Mikey Scars, when he meets somebody that's like somebody that flipped, okay, that was a wise guy, say in another family, he actually still thinks that he's a made guy in the Gambino crime family. I mean, does the Gambino crime family still acknowledge you that you're still a made guy? Because you took an oath, you know, and then you broke that oath, right? See, I never took an oath. I was in a gang, the Bath Avenue crew. That's what we were. We were a gang. Okay? I had a number 2 on my leg. Okay? I never took an oath. Thank God I never took an oath. Because you know what? That life is a garbage life. And thank God I had the sense of seeing the future, how it was over. That life was over for sure. Let's see. Dion Sanchez. Gotti was Fredo in a $2,000 suit. There you go. Hey, Jimmy, did Mikey Scars get you that job in Western Beef? Yes, Mikey Scars got us all jobs in Western Beef. He got me, little Georgie Adamo, John Pollio, Tommy Reynolds, Albert Slavin, and he used to pick us up in the morning, okay, with his big Lincoln Town Car, and we would drive to Western Beef. But before he got us the job at Western Beef, Mikey Scars owned his own store. It was a big store. I'm not sure. It might have been in Harlem. I don't remember. And that's where we started working with him in his store. Then from there, he started working for the Castellanos, Frank Castellano and Peter Castellano. Okay, and that's when we started working for Western Beef. We started at Metropolitan Avenue. Mikey Scars had a nice position. At that time, he was around Paulie Zach. Paulie Zach was an old-time wise guy in the Gambino crime family, like a wise guy from the 1950s, had a lot of respect. These guys used to sit around in social clubs and play pinocchles. And, at that time, there's one thing about that time. That time is never, ever going to be again. But there was some kind of good memories of that time, because people were people and people were respectful and the kids grew up fast, so there was a little good memories of that time. Sherry, what's up, Sherry? Gunsmoke the Don. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you, Gunsmoke. I appreciate it. Don Berlin. Sounds to me like Mikey was a good guy at one time, but it also sounds like he is stuck in a long ago reality, as in the deep, dark past. Absolutely. And I got to tell you, Don, to all the people out there, look, Mikey Scars really tried to put us in the right direction. He knew us as young kids. He knew we were wild. He knew what was going on. And, look, we had troubles with a lot of wise guys. Once John Pollio was murdered, we went after the kid. Michael Hamster was taking credit for his murder. There was a lot of drugs going around back then. Everyone had the beepers, and if you didn't become a killer, you became a victim. That's how the neighborhood was. I can name, look at Gus Faraci. Gus Faraci gets murdered on 18th Avenue. Then Louis Tuzio gets murdered. So, I mean, you can't say that the neighborhood was safe. The neighborhood might have been safe for wise guys, but the wise guys were killing everybody. Look at Georgie Conti. Georgie Conti copped out to maybe 7 murders. I think he got 22 years for 7 murders. George Zapola was another a mad dog out there. Frankie Lestorino, another mad dog. I mean, listen, Gas Pipe, a mad dog. These people were killing people like it was nothing. Tommy Karate, another guy. Everybody was killing people. You had Frankie Sapp. You had Gregory Scarpa. You had all these people killing people, okay? And you had the Bay Parkway kids, the Bath Avenue kids. Everybody was killing people from all over the neighborhood. Avenue U, Avenue X, Kings Highway. St. Patanalby, dead. The Carini brothers, dead. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I mean, all these people, this is a known fact. Go read the papers. The 80s and 90s was a Wild West. Me and Mikey Scars grew up at 2 different times. He might have been protected, but me and my friends, listen, we protected ourselves. My friends were getting knocked off, and we were knocking other people off. It wasn't a nice memory, but that's how the neighborhood was. I'm not glorifying that neighborhood. I think that life sucks. I think it stinks. I think everyone's using everybody. Like I said the other day, if you're a captain, you're using the wise guys. If you're a wise guys, you're using the associates. The associates are using everyone's using everybody. There's nothing good about that life. So I'm never going to glorify that life. But Anthony Sparrow was not a nice guy. Okay, growing up, looking up to him because he was an acting boss, he was a nice guy. But then when you grow up and you become a man, you don't look up to these people no more. Come on. What are you kidding me? Jimmy, do you feel like you listened to that life, or was there a point in time you could have changed things? Nah, I couldn't have changed things. There's a lot of stuff going on at that time. Thank you for the $3 sidekick. I appreciate it. Ryan Brown, $4.99. Thank you. I love and respect you, Jimmy. Telling the truth on how things were. People who don't sugarcoat things are the ones you need to look up to. Let's talk about Yusuf Hawkins. Yusuf Hawkins was murdered on 20th Avenue, okay, by Joe Farmer. Okay, I didn't know Joe Farmer, but I mean, come on, this kid's walking in the neighborhood. The neighborhood safe. Let's talk about Satch, Big Satch from Bath Avenue. Mikey Scars, remember Satch? Satch was a maniac, in and out of jail. Kidding me? Killed a guy right on Bath Avenue, Bay 17th. Okay? I mean, how could you say the neighborhood was safe? What are you kidding somebody? The neighborhood was safe. Look at the 3 boys behind me. Look at the dates. John Pollio, 1988. Georgie Adamo, 1991. Paulie Galino, 1993. And I could go on. I could put more photos up there of my friends that I lost. What are you kidding somebody? Come on, seriously. You're glorifying these guys? Get the fuck out of here. Sherry Ann, $9.99 super sticker. Thank you, Sherry Ann. I appreciate it. You don't have to do that, but it's very kind of you. Thank you. Let's see. Deborah Wayton. It's like a brainwashing cult. You either end up dead or in jail. Not a happy life. Absolutely. It's a terrible life. Look at all the friends I lost, okay? I could go on and on. Michael Marola, okay? A wild man. You know what? The way he was murdered, that's another murder, okay? Michael Marola calls me up after I shoot the kid Leo Insulaco. The kid Leo Insulaco hits me with a baseball bat. I pull out my 9mm. I shoot him 3 times in the belly, okay? He drops to the floor. He lives. Okay, Mike Maroli gets picked up. When he gets out, he's telling me, Jimmy, Uncle Leo and a couple other guys want to meet us. I go like this, Mike, I'm not meeting nobody. Okay, don't meet nobody. I'm telling him, Michael, don't meet nobody. He goes and meets somebody. Okay, after he meets them, they shoot him, they stab him, they cut his dick off, and they burn him. Okay, that was a safe neighborhood. Mikey Scars, are you out of your fucking mind? They killed your brother, didn't they? How safe was the neighborhood? They killed your brother. Come on, seriously. Open up your fucking eyes. You're glorifying these guys. John Gotti was a good guy? Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously. The fuck out of here. I mean, it's like if I was a young kid, okay, and you're a captain, and you're telling me these people are good guys. Really, in all honesty, I got to say you're a jerk off. Come on, seriously. The fuck out of here. These guys are good guys. Not at the age of 52 years old. I wouldn't want my sons around these guys. I know what you're saying, Jimmy. That was the time for 1, 2, the area was crazy. No kids should be knocking off any kids. Good looking kids behind you. Real easy to go the wrong direction. Absolutely. You know, look at Georgie Adamo's father. Georgie Adamo's father was murdered. You know, I mean, you know, and then you have these guys that's supposed to put little Georgie Adamo in the right direction. Now, if these guys were such good guys, Eddie Leno, Anthony Sparrow, why didn't they give little Georgie Adamo a union job? Put him in the union, give him a position, okay? I mean, you're glorifying these guys. These guys ain't no good guys. I mean, the mob is not good guys. You got some decent guys in the mob, but you got a lot of bad guys, okay? It's not known to be a good thing. You know, you're having young kids, and that was us. We looked up to them because at that time, you know what, the mob was strong. And there wasn't one social club on every block. There was about 3 of them. So, you know what, we had no other choice. We look up to these people. I didn't go to college. My parents didn't push me to college. Mikey Scars went to college. You know, when I went to college, when I went to prison, I went to college. Okay, I took some correspondence courses. That's when I went to college. Okay, then I went to CCAC. PJM Justice, what's up, baby? Let's see. Philly LCN was the most treacherous of all from 80 till now. A real boss, and they are still strong. Fishtown Irish are the Bad Avenue of Philly. Philly in the house. Good for the Jimmy never stopping learning. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, my Calandra family. Hey, Jennifer Ledette. Let's see. Hey, Paisan. Looking good, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. You know, so that's all I want to say about Mikey Scars. I'm not going to go on and on and on. You know, look, Mikey Scars back in the day, he was definitely one of the better guys. Mikey Scars was not a murderer. He was not a killer. You know, whatever he got caught up in, you know, that's his business. Whatever he did, that's his business. But to glorify these men and to say they were good people, you know, that sounds pretty corny. It sounds stupid. It really does, you know, because you know and I know that Paulie Galino could have not got killed if it wasn't for Anthony Sparrow's order. Anthony Sparrow had to give that order to kill Paulie Galino. The same thing with Louis Tuzio. You know, Louis Tuzio walks into the club and he wants recognition for Gus Faraci's murder. So, you know, and in that scene, Louis Tuzio shoots the kid Joey Scafani that's in the car with Gus Faraci. That's why Louis Tuzio was murdered. And Tommy Karate tried to save Louis Tuzio. And Joe Butch told him, Tommy, mind your business on this one. And that's another thing. You know, Tommy, he knew who to fuck with and who not to fuck with. He couldn't fuck with a guy like Joe Butch. He couldn't fuck with a guy like Gregory Scarpa. You know, there's certain guys he couldn't fuck with. I'm saying? But, you know, Tommy was a thug too. And then you have these guys looking up to Tommy. You know, Tommy was a nice guy. Tommy was a monster. Kidding me? Chopping people up. Just think about that. Taking off your clothes and chopping people up. What kind of devil does that? That's a devil. Gary Monteleone. This is a reality check for any kids thinking their life is all good. Don't throw your lives away. That's for sure, 100%. Don't throw your lives away. Don't look up to these people. Okay? It's all a lie. That whole life is nothing but a lie. That's what it is. Okay? Those people are never, ever going to love you back. They're not going to do nothing for you. All they're going to do is use you. And when your time is up, they will give you up and eat you up or kill you. Either or. Bette Mulligan. My father and grandmother lived in New Rochelle. I never hear about mob activity there. Was that an active area? My godfather owned a bar there called Lefties. I'm sure you had some wise guys out there, sure. Princess Mish, use and abuse. That's what they do. They use and abuse you. 100%. That's what they do with the kids. Use you and abuse you. Kidding me? And then when you get a 30-year bid, a 50-year bid, or life in prison, the old timers or who's ever in jail, misery loves company. They pat you on the back and they say, wow, you know what? It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. You just threw your life away. Kidding me? You just got used. You threw your life away. You know, I can see if you got to defend your life, you know, you got to defend someone you love, then it's a different story. Okay? But to be in the mob and to be in organized crime and to take an oath over your own family, I think that's fucking retarded and ridiculous. Live and let live. Hit that like button and subscribe. Donations are very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, Live and Let Live. Rosie, Jimmy, watching from work. Hi, Rosie. But absolutely, Princess Mish, thank God you got out. 100%. And that's the thing. Everyone's so mad I got out, that I saved my life. Did I have to follow the lead of Anthony Sparrow? And you know what? Oh, this is what you have to do? No. I took back my life. I control my own life now. You know what? I love that. A lot of people don't like that I have a brain. Okay? I got my life back. Let's see. And that's another thing too. I'm going to tell you, you know, when we all got arrested, and I'll mention Anthony Sparrow on this. You know, Anthony Sparrow didn't want to help us pay for attorneys. You know, let's talk about Wild Bill. Wild Bill, when he took a pinch with all, that's why I say, look, you got some good bad guys and you got some bad guys. You know, I mean, he didn't offer to help anybody with attorneys. He just worried about himself. He just wanted to sever the case and go to trial by himself. He didn't care about nobody else. And that's how these wise guys are. Not all of them, but most of them. Roderick Molina, Jimmy, the mob had deviated from what the OGs intended by your time. Of course, absolutely. Look, when you have a guy like Tommy Karate, okay? I mean, they're making a guy like Tommy Karate or a guy like Roy DeMeo, okay? And these people are chopping people up. And what they're doing is they're committing some of their own murders in the process. You know, what kind of guys are these? I mean, look, you want to talk about the old timers, Carlo Gambino, Lucky Luciano. You know, these guys had some class to them. Meyer Lansky. I mean, that's some class to them. But then as time went by, there was no more class. Okay? And always remember, at the end of the day, it was always about making money. Okay? That was the power, making money. But then they started murdering people. Once they start murdering people, that's it. Everything went down the fucking drain and getting involved in drugs. This is what they did. That's where the money is. The streets will never love you back. So true, Jimmy. Yes, it is. Paulie G, how old when he got killed? 23 years old. John Pollio, 19 years old. Georgie Adamo, 21 years old. Michael Marola, I think 21 years old. So, you can't say that the neighborhood was safe. That's so stupid. The neighborhood was safe. You had guys like Frankie Saponaro from 13th Avenue. They were killing people left and right, setting up drug dealers. This guy's doing, who knows, 25 years, maybe 30 years. He should be out soon. Okay? Then you have other guys that are killing people like it's nothing. People who dwell and live in the past always hate on those that change their lives for the better and who are forward thinkers. Keep pushing forward, Jimmy. Ryan Brown, thank you for the $9.99. Ryan Brown, you don't have to do that, but thank you. I appreciate it. Did you hear about Donnie Brasco on the streets by any chance, Jimmy? Seemed to be a big thing from what I've watched. That was the 80s. I was a young kid in the 80s. I was born 1969. So, Donnie Brasco, yeah, we heard about that. Eventually, we heard about Donnie Brasco, sure. Princess Mish, yep, heartbroken. Of course, absolutely. The mob did nothing but destroy families. I mean, look at me and my friends with the Bay Parkway kids killing each other. How many murders does the Bay Parkway kids have? What they got? 11 bodies? I mean, think about it. I mean, my RICO indictment was, I think, 7 murders. Okay? I wasn't involved in 7 murders. I was involved in the double homicide with Joey Calco, Tommy Reynolds, the woman, Julie Shemtuff, that Tommy Reynolds killed by accident, and the conspiracy to kill Vincent Bickelman. Okay? As I was away, Joey Calco, Joey Calco, and Tommy Reynolds did their own, thing with Fabrizio, I guess, too. So, I wasn't involved in that mess. Thank God, Sometimes when you go to prison, it also saves you. You see things and you realize, you know what? You could see things from the outside, the treachery from the outside. Now, when they killed Paulie Galino was getting $10,000 a week. That's $40,000 a month, okay? Now, they were sending me money. I think they were sending me, out of the $40,000 a month, they were sending me $1,000 a month. They were passed by my mother's house. $1,000 a month out of the $40,000, okay? And we know when they killed Paulie Galino, there was a lot of money involved. They all figured, yeah, we can all split this way. And that's just how that life is. It's a treacherous life. There's nothing nice about that life. And listen, Paulie Galino, looking back, Paulie Galino was a great kid. John Pollio was an innocent kid, never killed anybody. Okay? This kid got killed for being a handsome kid. That guys just didn't like him. But let me pull up Brad R. I used to go to prison to see things, my brothers. Paul Mastretta. Hey, Jimmy, good man you are. What do you know about the 19th hole? The 19th hole was on 14th Avenue and 86th Street, across the street from Scapacci Funeral Home. That was a Lucchese joint. That was a Christy Tick's joint. Christy Tick had that spot. That was actually everybody from all the families went to that joint. You know, Georgie Crowbar used to go there. Gas Pipes, all the wise guys used to go to that place. Sure, Jerry Papa, everybody. That was a long, long time ago. I was a kid. I wasn't around for that time either, but I heard a lot of stories about that place. Jimmy, did you ever interact with Sammy the Bull in the streets? I never interacted with Sammy the Bull in the streets, but I was in Tally's bar on Tuesday nights, okay, with Georgie Decicco. That's for sure. That's 100%, okay? And Mikey Scars saw me in Tally's bar a couple of times back then, okay? I used to go to a Georgie Decicco and his son Bobby and the brother-in-law Paulie. Jimmy, did Mike Marola know and get along with Paulie Brass? Thanks for the stories. Yes, listen, Mike Marola was this wild kid that was selling drugs at a young age. He disrespected a lot of people. You know, back then, everyone was wild, okay? And sooner or later, if you weren't on your toes, you were going to get set up, and that's what happened to Michael Marola. You know, Michael Marola was calling me, Jimmy, they want to meet us. Uncle Leo and a couple other guys want to meet us. And I was used to tell them, no, Mike, I'm not meeting nobody. If they want to meet me, I'll be on Bay 23rd with my balls. That's what I used to tell him, okay? And what did he do? He met somebody, and I found out, that's it. They killed Mike Marola. And that was the normal in the street. There was nothing safe about the streets. I mean, look at this kid, Little John Papa, him killing people. Look at Gregory Scarpa, Sr., when he shoots it out with Messy Marvin and Mike DeRosa on 80th Street and 14th Avenue. Where's the street safe? Are you crazy? You know what's going on at this time? Everyone's killing everybody. You got killers. You don't even know who the killers are, okay? How about Michael Collins, the one who got killed from Benny Garantano? Benny Garantano beat the case, okay? The kid was on the payphone. The kid Benny Garantano jumps out of the car and he kills and he shoots the kid Mike Collins. I mean, come on, nothing fucking safe. Maybe the life Mikey Scars was living, the life you were living was safe. The life I was living wasn't safe. Kidding me? I could have been dead. Kidding me? That's the life that was going on at that time. Thank God I was smart enough. I remember when Charlie Tuna tried to set me up, come to my house. Jimmy, can I talk to you? Kidding me? If I don't run out of that house, I'm a dead man. 5 minutes later, who shows up? Georgie Conti. Come on. I remember when I took the pinch for selling pot with Frankie Pigeon on 17th Avenue and Shore Parkway, Georgie Conti's pot spot. We were selling pot, okay? And all of a sudden, one of the kids in the neighborhood points to me and Frankie Pigeon. Yeah, they sold us the pot. And we get arrested. And Georgie Conti calls up Joe Candy. Joe Candy was an attorney. He bails us out. But I'm telling you, listen, at a young age, these are the things that happen. How can you say Mikey Scars, little friend with Paulie G was a good guy? Because Paulie G was my friend. And in our neighborhood, that is what you became, okay? But making it to where I am today, okay? I'm looking back. It was not a nice way to grow up. Do you understand what I'm saying? He was a kid. Yeah, he was my boy. But it doesn't seem like a good kid. No, he was a good kid, but he learned the wrong way. He came from a good family. What I'm saying is that that's what that neighbor produces, okay? That's what you want to become. You want to become like these other guys. That's what I'm telling you, okay? Rick, the Dick, John Marino. Jimmy, who wins in a fight, Paulie G or Chris Paciello? Listen, it's a fantasy land, okay? Chris Paciello's a big kid, but Paulie G is he's good with his hands too, you know? And I respect Chris. I do. A lot of people want to give him a bad rap too. You know, I mean, that's fantasy land to even talk like that. Chris is doing his thing. Chris is out of that life. He has a good life. God bless him. You know, I like to see people change their life. They're doing the right thing. They don't know. How do I last a week on bad Daniel? They would have been on my indictment, both of them. Kidding me? Both of the names would have been on the indictment. They would have both looked like flowers. Paulie is your boy, bottom line. Stop asking him to talk bad about his boy. Thank you. Jim Fuller, thank you. Absolutely. I'm not going to ever talk bad about him. Kidding me? That is my boy. Kidding me? The kid protected us. Okay? The two guys that killed him, Joey Calco and Tommy Reynolds, Paulie G stood up for them. Okay? Yes, he stood up for them. MRE is a queer. That's what he is. $402, hit the like button. Do me a favor, guys. Can everyone hit the like button, please? I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Right on. That's a lot of love, Jimmy. Yes, it is. It sure is. Bronx guy, Gun Hill Road. I'm same age as Jimmy. Grew up across the bridge, 80s, early 90s, 1990. 2,300 murders, past 10 years, under 300 to 400, still too much. But New York during this time, killing fields. Absolutely. They don't know. That many bodies were in New York at this time in the 80s and 90s. People were going berserk. It was insane. Jim Fuller, Jimmy, you know any Philly people? I know a couple Philly people. I'm not going to mention who I know. I know a couple Philly people. And you know, Philly's a great city, especially South Philly. Beautiful little neighborhood. You know, you still got a lot of Italians out there. Hey, Jimmy, do you have to look over your shoulders at all? Listen, we all look over our shoulders. Kidding me? Can't trust nobody today. Tommy Dades coming back soon, Jimmy. Yes, Tommy Dades is going to be coming back this week. One day this week, me and him are going to be doing a show. I spoke to Tommy Dades today. I love Tommy Dades. Tommy Dades is the best. And we are going to be doing a show together. Go and hit that thumbs up. Yes, guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. So that's all I have to say about Mikey Scars. And like I said, you know, I'm going to leave off with Mikey Scars like this. Mikey Scars was one of the better guys in my neighborhood. He tried to put us in the right direction. And you know what? Our destinies were carved in stone. And that's just the way it is. Jimmy, they just shot up the pizzeria in Brooklyn. Much love from Scotland, National Geographic. Till now, always liked you. Dennis Clancy, thank you. I appreciate that. Scars was a decent guy then. He was. Look, out of the neighborhood, he was a decent guy compared to all the monsters. I mean, you know, there were guys killing young kids. You know, we had to look. We couldn't even get in a car. You know, we didn't know who to trust. You know, and that's, you know, we grew up fast. That's just the way it was. Did Paulie G ever come on Scores with you? Paulie G, he did come on a score with me, a couple scores, but nothing really big. Paulie G. Paulie G was hard to even leave Bay 23rd. He would just drive up and down the avenue. Mike Tags, hey Jimmy, I have a good friend from Bad David that used to tell me about Paulie G. He said Paulie would protect him. When Paul was killed, he was heartbroken. Of course. Listen, everyone from Bay 23rd loved Paulie G. You know, Paulie G had his, you know, he was a tough kid. He had certain, you know, some beautiful ways about him. He was very generous. Mikey Scars, only thing I can say good is he exposes Johnny A-Light, but is a name dropper. But the guy was a captain in the Gambino crime family. I mean, he didn't make it to become a captain in the Gambino crime family. I just don't like the fact, you know what? Don't talk about my life. Talk about your life. I'm saying, and I know he didn't say anything bad about me, but I do respect the guy. I don't want to knock the guy like that. But you're glorifying these guys. I mean, you don't know the shit I've been through. I went away 23 years old. I mean, what age did you go away? 50 years old? Let's see who else is over here. All right, so listen, I'm going to drop a link, okay? I'm going to give a couple guys an opportunity to come on. You want to chop it up? You can chop it up. Okay, drop the link, okay? If you're going to come on and I don't know you, try to be respectful. If not, then I'm going to boot you. Don Berlin. Don Berlin, 449 on hand and 146 likes. Come on, friends. Chop, chop. Pick up the pace and be nice with the thumb. Guys, do me a favor. I got 426 people in the chat. Can you press the like button for me? I appreciate that. If you could do that for me, that's very kind. Sharon Kelly, 424 people watching. Here you are interacting with everyone. No one else does this. Yes, no one else does this. I'm going to drop the link again. If you just want to come on the show. Let's give a little entertainment, guys. Come join in. Carmine S. When you did that long stretch and came home, did you feel lost in the neighborhood? I'll tell you, I didn't feel lost in the neighborhood. Once they killed Paulie G, I just didn't trust nobody, and a lot of things went on in the neighborhood. It's a neighbor you really couldn't trust. I saw a couple guys, they said hello, went to a couple social clubs, said hello to some people. I love Sammy, but he never says hi like Jimmy does. Sammy should come on the show. I think he meant good neighborhood because mob-run neighborhoods are usually not played with. Let's see. One of these days, I'll be brave enough. Princess Mish. Well, listen, you're invited anytime. Anytime you want to come on the show, you come on the show. Okay, guys? Where's Joe Doves? Joey D, where are you? Don Berlin. Okay, I got Don Berlin in here. Don, is that you? Brooklyn, New York. Jimmy, I believe Mikey was trying to say it was safe for not street kids to grow up. Austin J. Princess Mish, eventually I'll be on there. Where's Eddie G? I'm not sure. I don't know where Eddie G is. How do you think Joe Biondo never became boss instead of Capo Carlo? From his smarts. That's how. He was smart. That's why he became boss. Carlo Gambino was smart. Let's see. I got someone in there. William Ewa. A true gangster is like a true Scotsman or appeal to purity. It's an informal fallacy in which one attempts to protect their universal generationalization. What the fuck that means? Lambone's Mafia Stories Reviews. I'll come on someday. You should come on. Let me see what this guy has to say. William Ewa. William Ewa. Let me see your face. Let me see your face, William. Okay, I got you.
I'm right here.
What's up, baby? How's everything?
Good, Jimmy. How are you?
Good. What's going on? Where you from?
Originally from Detroit, now living in Austin, Texas.
Okay. You got something you want to talk about?
No, I mean, you dropped the link. I thought I would say hi.
Beautiful. Nice. Nice to say hello. How's everything with you?
It's hot down here, Jimmy. It's 111 degrees today.
Meek yachts. 111 degrees. It's 95 degrees over here.
Yeah. So I got a lot of family in Detroit. It's hot up there. It's way hotter down here. So I can't wait till like October.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Thanks for coming in. I mean, you're one of the new guys. You're someone I never had on the show before. I appreciate you, hitting the link and coming on. A lot of guys don't come on, and I appreciate that.
No, I just want to say hi. I like your stories, but I get around in the MobTube stuff, and it passes the time while I'm at work. So you guys are a lot of fun. You, Leco, FBS, and I pay a lot of attention to what's the guy with the haircut? Nadu.
Okay. Well, listen, I mean, if you got anything you want to say, you're free to say it right here, as long as you're respectful. So don't be afraid to say what you got to say.
No, I don't want to be disrespectful. You take a lot. I got to take a lot of it with a grain of salt, and I'm into it for the entertainment value. Really, it's like I could be sitting on the couch watching TV, Netflix or Hulu or anything, but I choose to watch you guys and listen to your stories. I think it's interesting.
Isn't it boring now? Netflix. I mean, compared YouTube is more action, right?
Well, yeah, Netflix. Yeah, but I don't even watch it. I'm sitting in here in the room. I'll show you around. Because my phone is dying. I'm in the bathroom with my phone plugged up, listening to you guys. It's more interesting than anything on the TV.
I know.
You guys are good.
I know. Well, listen, hey, thanks for coming in, William. I appreciate it, and I hope I get to see you again.
Oh, I'll be here. Don't worry.
All right,
Thanks,
buddy.
Jimmy.
Hey, you take care, pal.
All right, now.
All right, that's a new guy, William. Let me, Joey Dubs, I see you. Let me just put Roderick Molina on quick because he came in first, okay? I want to do one at a time. I don't want 3 people on here anymore. We're going to do one at a time. That's nice and respectful like that. Roderick, what's up, baby? How's everything?
Everything's good, thank God.
Hey, I appreciate you, following me. And, thanks for coming on.
Oh, I love your show, Jimmy. I feel like I've known you my whole life. I grew up with a lot of guys just like you, down-to-earth people.
Thank you. I appreciate that. What are you up to today? Where are you? Are you in Miami?
Yeah, I live in Miami now. I was born in New York. I grew up in New York. I came down here, and then I moved back with Costco, and then I moved back here after I left Costco.
I see you got that Brooklyn shirt on.
Forever, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love living in Brooklyn. It was I had a great time.
Yeah, you know what it is? Look, New York is a great city. It's just very expensive, and things have changed. I like the old New York. The New York is a lot different.
I was there during the Giuliani and Bloomberg years, and they were real great years. I had nothing to worry about. I went all over the place and never worried about anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to ride my bike over to Bed-Stuy all the time, you know, just to pick something up. And I never had a problem at all, ever. I lived in Carroll Gardens, right off Court Street.
Okay, and that's a nice area.
Yeah, yeah. And my mom was from there back in the day. She was there. She remembers Joey Gallo growing up. He's like 5 years older than her.
Yeah, back in those times, they were, you know, more wild.
Yeah, you know? She had like a kerosene heater in her cold water apartment on Atlantic Avenue, like 100 Atlantic Avenue, right by the water, right where it starts by the BQE over there, the Guanas.
Yes.
Yeah, a whole different world back then too. And then, you know, I was there like, you know, 30 years later, and I got into the neighborhood through her. So I lived there almost 20 years. It was great.
Cool. You ever plan on coming back?
Oh, yeah. I might be up in October to catch the Jets and the Dolphins.
Okay. Well, if, you know, when you come down, let me know. Maybe we'll go for some pizza or something.
I would love to take you out. And, you know, we'll have a great time, bud.
Yeah, let me know.
For sure.
All right. Listen, hey, you take care of yourself. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, Jimmy. God bless you. Take care, buddy.
God bless. Stay safe.
All right.
Another good guy. I got Joey Dubs. Joey Dubs I haven't seen in a while. So let me see what Joey Dubs is up to. Now, Joey Dubs, you know, this guy's a really great guy, you know. He really is. Good-hearted guy. I love him. He's like a brother to me. Let me just reel the real exploit. I'd love to come on sometime. Great show tonight, Jimmy. Better than Netflix, laugh out loud, any way of the week. Thank you. I tell you, there is more entertainment on here than Netflix, ain't it?
Jimmy,
Joey
what's
Dubs,
up, brother?
how's everything?
Good, my man. How you doing? I see you having a little fun tonight.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time.
You know it, man. Definitely. We had some good times, though. You know what I mean?
Can
I'm at
everybody?
work.
Yeah.
Huh?
Can everybody hit the like button, please? Thank you.
Definitely. We got 400 some people in the like. Let's hit them like. Let's get them like all the way up.
People over here, so please hit the like button. Help me out.
Hit the like button. You want to rent? I'm at work too, so we're getting ready to close now. Look, I do the CBD. We got all the products, man. We got all the products, man. Your Delta 8, your hemp, all the hemp. It's good stuff, man. You know?
What is that
We got
stuff?
all the stuff. We got like the Delta 8, the CBD. I mean, that stuff is better than getting over medicated. You know what I mean? People are doing too many, you know, getting too many pain pills. We just had a customer come in and a lady had a COP or whatever it is, and she gets it to help her anxiety. I mean, people over medicate themselves. You got to learn about the CBD stuff. I'm telling you, I had a toothache. I put it on. It's gone in 2 days. You know what I mean?
You see who misses you? Joe Dubs, you see who misses you?
Was it? Yeah, Sherry Ann, where you? Yeah, she know my number. She can call anytime and say hi. But where you been at? Anyway, she promised us a meal, didn't she, Jimmy? Where's our food at? Because you know, Jimmy, you better come with the food if I'm coming over. You better make double whatever you make. Hey, this Jovan, it's like a nephew to me. You know what I'm saying? He's a kid. You know what I mean? His dad owned this place. Good friend of mine. So, you know what I mean?
What's up, baby? How's everything,
man?
This is Jovan.
How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
You as well.
Yeah, good guy, man. Known him since a young man. I know I had the hookah lounge. Just come in. I wouldn't let him get the hookah without. I wouldn't let him get the hookah. I said, no, man. Wait till you're 21. You can't do it. You know what I mean? But he's good people. Good people.
Yeah, Joey's family to us, man. Joey's the guy.
Nice.
These
Good.
are my people right here. I got a together family. I got like black family, Puerto Rican family, Dominican family. Got everyone in the whole world. You know, what is it called? The Trade Center. Every nationality in my family.
Baby. Yep, that's the way
Everything.
to do it.
You know what I mean? That's how it is with me.
That's
One
right.
love. You know, I'm one love, baby. I don't discriminate this way at all.
So you're working now. That's great. Good for you.
Yeah, man. I got another job too. They want me to work for too. And then this one I love, man, because this is my friend here. And I like, hey, man, you know, I'm going through that thing trying to get the union. So they didn't give me no unemployment. Amazon fighting me. So I had to just, sell stock, do everything I have to do. You got to survive. I knew the risk I was taking, but I had to do what I had to do for what's right.
I got Boston J says, Joey, mother effing Doves.
Yeah, my man, Boston. Jake, what's up? I see Gary out there, Ryan, all you guys, man. Bronco, anyone I miss, sorry, because sometimes I've been working, going back and forth, trying to, I'm trying to do some wrenching. So I'm like hitting people over here with that wrench if I can. Bam, when the troll out. Next troll, bam, you out. They didn't give Jimmy, I don't know what you did give me this wrench. I'm like rent happy. I'm rent happy, troll, so bring it on. I'm ready to knock all y'all out with the wrench. And I was a carpenter too, so I did highway work, so I know how to hit that wrench on you.
That's it. Hit him in the head,
I'll
baby.
do a double wrench. I do like a pipe wrench. When I knock them out, I do it like a pipe wrench,
Yeah. But
anyway.
listen, hey, Joe, I got Don Berlin in here. Let me put
Don, love you, brother. That's good, man. Get your man Don on here.
Okay, let me put Don on. But listen, hey, I'll talk to you soon, okay?
I'll talk to you soon. Love you. Live and let live. All y'all Jimmy supporters, we love you. Bam.
Love you, Joe. Thank you. See you soon.
See you soon.
Joey Doves. Great guy. Let me put Don Berlin. I haven't spoken to Don Berlin in a while. Hey, Don. How are you? How's everything?
Well, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good.
So the lesson for tonight's show is this, okay? The only people that were ever making any money in your old neighborhood, in your old day, was the Undertaker. He was the only guy that made any money, okay? Because obviously these people don't know or flunk math class. 9 bodies plus 7 bodies equals 16 bodies, okay? Yeah, right. That's a lot of, that is really tragic when you think about it. You know what I mean? It really, and especially given you're just one person whose life intersected with all those people, and all of them are dead, and you're one of the few that's alive. I mean, it's really,
And you know what?
tragic.
And you know what? You're one of the wise men on here.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're one of the wise men because you know what? Because you see it from where you are. Because anyone from my neighborhood don't see it that way. Because they think that's being stand up. You know what? Killing people, going to jail, wasting your life, looking up to the bad guys. That's how my neighborhood is ran. You look up to the bad guys. You don't look up to the good guys, And see it. And you said it perfectly. That's who is making the money. All the funeral parlors. Yeah.
I mean, that's a sad editorial. I mean, in my world, I served 4 tours in Afghanistan. As I told you, privately, I'm on my way out again. This will be my last week that I'm on the air anywhere, and I just wanted to come on the air tonight. Actually, I wanted to come on the air to say goodbye to all my friends here and over at FBS and with Gunsmoke, Chris, because after Friday I go out again for wherever, and it's been a learning experience here with you, Jimmy. You've really taught me a lot about what life's priorities are about, and I'm grateful for that. But it's also been interesting watching your channel grow and the people that you've attracted to your channel, to your platform. I think that, when you have a message of inspiration and hope, when you've come back from terrible, terrible times, and can find a way forward, not only for yourself, but to show others, it's very inspirational, and when I started with you, when you first began on this, journey, it was kind of, a crazy time, last year, but, there's very few people that can attract the kind of people that you can attract. So keep doing what you're doing, and reach out to Gunsmoke. I told you this in emails 100 times, because he's got the trailer that Colonel Reilly and I did, and he's supposed to be looking at it to help you with it. It was my goodbye gift to you.
Now, Don, when you're saying goodbye, because I don't like goodbyes.
I know. I know.
I don't like goodbye. So does that mean I'm not going to see you anymore?
No, you won't. I will be deployed again, and I will be in an area probably where we will not have access. First off, we won't have access, and secondly, we're not allowed to have access. So I'll be in an area probably where we won't have access to any kinds of platforms or social media or what have you. So and I won't have access to my email accounts either. I'll just have access to my military emails accounts. So, but you know, when I say goodbye, I don't mean goodbye forever. I just mean I'm going to be gone for a long, long while.
Well, you know what? I mean, when you do have access, whenever it is,
Yeah.
you know, just please stay in touch, okay? Because
I will.
I want to make sure I know what's going on with you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I do. I really appreciate it. And I will always know that I have your prayers and that of everybody here, because you know, I've always said when I was in Afghanistan on my, I think it was my second tour. I think it was my second tour, and I was at this chaplain. This is a short story, but I was with this chaplain, what have you. And this kind of guy, you know, falls in line with your story too. And he said, you know, there's a difference between religion and spirituality. And religion is for those people who believe in a hell, and spirituality is for those people who have come back, and have come back, and have come back. And that's, you know, definitely your life. You have come back from hell. You cannot have gone through 16 murders and said it was a gay old time, you know, and not be impacted by that. And that's why, you know, people that have had that type of trauma in their lives, you know, have to go through a lot of suffering, but they also go through a lot of inspiration and hope that they can give to others. I can't even imagine on this platform how many people have gone through their own private hell and have come back from it. You know, I mean, the death of a wife, the death of maybe of a child, the death of a parent, the loss of their career, the loss of job, drug addiction, alcoholism, and so on and so forth. You know, and to be able to come back from all of that. There's so many people on this platform that have endured that type of suffering and have come back. And if this platform, I mean, the thing that it's taught me more than anything else over the year that, you know, we've been doing this and what have you, it's that, you know, it's what I told you the first time I met you, you know, or I talked with you over the phone, and that is you are Calandra, the comeback kid.
I appreciate that, Don.
Yeah. So anyway, so what are you doing? I mean, how hot it is in New York? I'm in Quantico, Virginia. It is so hot, or as they say down in Quantico, it is hotter than a virgin at a Texas prison rodeo with a fistful of 20s and no change. That's hot.
95 degrees.
It's supposed to be 102 here tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, almighty. So anyway, but what else is going on? Listen, I want to give a shout out to Gunsmoke Chris. He's a good guy, okay? He doesn't get near the attention that he deserves, and he's a very, very smart guy. He knows what he's doing in this world. He really does. He is very, very gifted at creating all of these different, you know, like thumbnails and what have you. And films and so on and so forth. So everybody should support him and go to his channel.
Well, I went to Vegas for a couple of days, and I met Chaz Palminteri.
Wow.
And Sandy Blue Eyes. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And you know what? Yeah. I forgot. I have to give a shout out to Chaz, to all my followers and my Calandra family. Do me a favor, if you can, subscribe to Chaz Palminteri. Chaz Palminteri is a great guy. You know, he welcomed me with open arms. I was in the same room as him, and he was very respectful towards me. I got into a couple photos with him. I got into a conversation with him. He's very witty, very funny, and I enjoyed his company. So thank you to Chaz Palminteri and Sandy Blue Eyes. I appreciate it very much.
You know, he strikes me. I've never met him, so I don't know. But I'll tell you, I'm a pretty good judge of character because that's kind of like what I do for a living and the world I work in and what have you. And he strikes me as being actually a very down to earth, humble kind of a guy. He really does. He's a very common sense kind of guy. That's the way he just strikes me. You know, I mean, he really does not put on many errors or what have you. He knows a lot of famous people. He's done incredible things in his life and what have you. But he's the kind of guy that just strikes me as being someone that you could kind of like sit down and talk to and what have you, and you know, you wouldn't be intruding upon him.
And you know what? That's exactly how he is. Just how you presenting him, just like
Yeah.
that. And the thing is, I knew I was going to be in the same room as him, and
Yeah.
I reached out to somebody that I considered a friend.
Yeah.
I told him I'm going to be in the same room because I'm not the type of guy to just walk up to you and introduce myself.
Yeah.
He knew I was going to be there, and once he knew I was in the room, he pulled out his hand. He said, "You're Jimmy," and he said, "Anyone who's a friend of so and so is a friend of mine." And he said, "Hey, let's take some photos." And we got the conversation. I told him I'm a big fan of Bronx Tale and a couple other movies he was in, and we talked about the one-man show that he does. He plays 25 characters on stage.
Yeah, I mean, how hard is that?
That's
I
insane.
mean, oh my God, I can't even imagine how difficult that is. People don't understand, how hard it is to, like for example, what you're doing, what Chris Fatball Sicilian does. He's really doing a one-man show, okay, and he's carrying the entire platform alone. And he's not bouncing off of anybody other than his viewers. He doesn't have people on the show very often, except when he's interviewing guests. For somebody to carry a platform, a show for an hour and a half, just free thought and with no scripts and what have you, and that is very, very difficult. Can you imagine what it's like putting on a one-man show that is all scripted and you have to learn all those lines? I mean, I can't even remember where I went to the bathroom yesterday.
Yes, and I'm actually gonna go see him at his one-man show.
Oh my God! Well, you probably get backstage passes.
Yes, I'm gonna see him. So that's gonna be a nice time. So I'm not gonna give the date when I'm gonna go see him, but I am gonna go see him.
That's gonna be a real thrill.
He invited me, so that was really cool.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, it's a genius piece of craft that he's able to do that. I mean, it's one thing if you're a one-man show with a one-man character, but 26 different characters. Oh my God. Because that's literally 26 different dimensions of actors or parts that you're playing that all have to come together and make a story. That's hard.
And think about that. Think about playing 25 characters on stage.
Oh, I can't.
I mean, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, I can. I mean, it is amazing. And one of the things a lot of people don't appreciate about, these kinds of platforms like yours and what have you, think of it in this way, okay? Supposing you were at a club and you were sitting in a single chair on stage, much like you are right now, and the audience was 400 people in a room. And you had to keep them in the room, okay? And you gave them no food, no drink, nothing, just you. That's what this is. That's not easy, okay? So you got to give yourself a lot of credit. You do. And for those who do this, that are able to, because think of it that way, that you're sitting on a stage, in a single chair, in a dark room with 400 chairs, and offering them nothing other than your own self as your own entertainment. And that's what you're doing. You're entertaining, and in your case, spreading, a message of hope and inspiration and being able to come back from adversity and what have you. What I don't get is, some people live in an alternate reality, and I don't have an explanation for that. I don't know how you can reside in that alternate reality when everybody's telling you, listen, the following 16 people were murdered over a 3-year, 4-year period in our neighborhood. How you can define that as safe is beyond me, and particularly when you know who and how they got murdered. I mean, that's an alternate reality I don't understand.
And you know what? That's what bothers me, because you know what? I was in that neighborhood, and I lost a lot of friends, and there was times. Listen, I could have got killed too. I could have been a statistic in that neighborhood.
Oh, easy, easy. I mean,
and there was one incident where I heard a creak in the house, and I ran out the door. If I stayed there one more second, I would have been a dead man. I would have been gone. Nobody would have even found me.
Yeah, well, and therein lies the miracle that God was obviously looking over your shoulder. He obviously had to have a plan for you. And the great mystery is why did you make it and all the other people die? Okay, we don't understand that. We'll never understand that. That is one of life's greatest mysteries. Why was it that that you were able to make it out? It wasn't because you were too smart. It wasn't because you were too skillful. It wasn't because you were too strong or too powerful, what have you. I'm sure there are others who were smarter than you, more powerful than you, greater than you, and what have you, and they're all dead. Okay, so the only explanation really is that, this is my own personal belief. I don't expect others to share it, but my own personal belief is that God, had another plan for you, and wanted you to do something else, and He saved you for that purpose. That's my interpretation. Otherwise, you would have been dead with the creak of that floor. You would have been dead in the back of the car. You would have been dead, with Paulie Galena. You would have been dead with any of those other people. You would have been dead.
Absolutely. And Don, for sure, you're definitely right. I'm definitely here for a reason, and I'm just gonna keep on giving positive messages out there, and hopefully I could go further with this, and see where I could be a year from now.
I think it's a winning success, because I think in these days and times, particularly in New York, particularly in the region in which your analytics and so forth show you have your greatest audience participation, which is in the Northeast region, and particularly New York State, New York, and so on and so forth. I think that that the platform is going to do very well, because we're in very difficult times, both in the country and internationally, frankly, very dangerous times. I think that people are looking for some place where they can find a moment of laughter, a moment of entertainment, some hope, inspiration, some place where they can find some relief, and that's what you bring them, and also knowledge. There's a lot of stuff that's interesting about the time period that you were in back then. There's a lot of people that are very interested in organized crime and the mob and what have you. That's not my interest, but a lot of other people are very interested in that. It's sort of fascinating, how it happened and what have you.
Yeah, and it's just I look back, and not only of my friends being murdered. I mean, some of them even overdosing at young ages. And listen, you know what? I mean, my life could have took a turn at any way. I mean, at the age of 23 years old, I went away, and I did 6 years in prison. That might have saved me in a way.
Well, there's another way of looking at that too, and that is, how many people do you know who've been killed in prison?
No.
In the United States? Okay, you could have easily been there 24 hours and got yourself shanked and be dead.
Absolutely.
Easily. So. And to go through all of that and still be around, you have to ask yourself, how did that happen? And why did it happen? And what was it? What greater force, what higher power was in your life that allowed that to occur. Because, a lot of people, excuse me, don't realize that how violent New York City was back in those years. There are 2,200 murders on the streets during those years. It was, back in the 70s, 80s, and so on and so forth. It was horrible. And I'm not talking about just like your neighborhood, what have you. But even again, forget about, the story, the Bath Avenue platform, or the Bath Avenue story, and what could have happened to you there. Just ask yourself, how many people get killed in prison every day in America?
Sure, a lot.
And yeah. And how many people commit suicide in prison? Where despair is so great and the darkness so evil that they can't find their way back, and that their solution is to end the suffering, and they do themselves in. I mean, that's not an uncommon occurrence. So again, I ask, why are you still here? And I know you'll never lose focus of that, because I know that for you, as you've said many, many times, it's always been God first for you, because I think you really, truly do appreciate the fact that there has to be a reason why you made it, And
Don, I look back and look, I have this PTSD that bothers me on a lot of things, a lot of things in my brain that I always think of in my past. And I think about going to prison at the age of 23 years old and how I broke my mother's heart, and how my mother, what she must have went through, my father probably went through, their son going away at 23 years old. And I know what happens to a lot of kids out there, not only me. So, the message, to all the kids out there, if you're watching, do the right thing. I mean, don't break your mother's heart. Don't destroy your own life. Walk the right path and try to do something with your life. Don't throw it away. Because I threw my life away, but thank God I had the sense to open up my eyes and say, I don't want this life no more. And I saved myself. Thank God.
Thank God is right. Because, what I say to, young people and what have you, whom I meet and so forth, and primarily is look around this room at all of your friends that are with you right now. Okay. All of them, and ask yourself, how would you like to live with all of them dead? Okay. And go on, and have to go on with that. Your neighborhood of friends, all of them are dead, and you have to move on from that. How is that going to affect you? How are you going to be able to cope with that? Do you want to have that happen to you? If you do not, then don't do this. Don't get involved, because that's what will and does happen. It does. Every single day, people get murdered. The people that ought to be murdered and the people that shouldn't be. That's just a reality, and it's a sad, sad story, but it's true. And that's why, you say God first, I say, reality first. And the reality is that that in all ways of life, you have to look directly in front of you and not, and not live life in a rear view mirror. And that's one of the problems with people who suffer from the PTSD. Their bells are always being rung by these events, that just trigger you. And then next thing you know, you're rolling downhill. It's a tragic, tragic situation. It takes a lot of time to get over it. But you've even said, one of the benefits of this platform and how you really originally got into it. A lot of people that are new followers don't understand that the main reason why you actually started this was more of a cathartic experience, kind of like to deal with the PTSD, to share your experience, strength, and hope, and to tell your story, as a means to help yourself. That was the main reason. Certainly wasn't for the money. I can assure you that.
Yep, absolutely. No, you're right. And that's look, I started telling my story, and by the time you know it, I got 1,000 followers, then 2,000, then 5,000, then 10,000, then 50. I was like going up, and and I appreciate all these people that's interested and follow me. And my audience, I tell you, listen, I love my audience. My audience are very sincere and loyal, and they're really good people. They're not a bunch of trolls. They're good people out there. They're legitimate people and a lot of them get something out of this. I mean,
Yeah.
some of them come in and join me. Some of them don't join me, and they just watch. But I appreciate every one of you out there, and thank you so much for following me. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Well, you know something, I think I said this to you in a private email, and I don't mind sharing it either. And that is that we live, this platform is intended to be a we platform. Okay, it's not an I platform. It's not I, Jimmy Calandra. It's we. The we is the people, is the audience, is the followers. That's the reason why it's successful. It's not just because of you, Jimmy Calandra. It really is also because of the followers that have made it a success. Um, I've always said, in the Marine Corps, we say it's the wisdom of the we is greater than the knowledge of the I. Okay, it's the joint wisdom of the we, which is greater than the knowledge of the I, meaning a single person. And it's all these people who come on and listen to your message, and then they send you messages and they post messages and they go on other shows and talk about it and what have you, bring other people in, and they learn things, from others. They meet people. I've met so many people, that reach out to me and what have you. I met Chris, both Gunsmoke Chris and FBS Chris, and many, many, many others that privately, I talk with them, what have you, and they're all good people. They're really, you can make a lot of friends as a result of this platform. It was kind of like what when Michael Franzese started up, his platform, and he, kind of like migrated to include the inner circle. He really wasn't doing that for, necessarily for a money making enterprise, because he's got huge amounts of bills to pay, with the media people and his marketing people. He really kind of did it so that people that could have a private place to network and to talk amongst themselves and have a private chat room and what have you. I've met tons of people over there, and anybody here, if you want to meet more kinds of non-trolls and really giving and helpful people, the inner circle at michaelfranzese.com is one of the few platforms that does that. He's not really hyping it that much anymore, like he did. It's pretty big now, but it's still a really good place to hang out.
And Don, I'll tell you, by you coming on my channel, I mean, and you giving me a lot of knowledge. A lot of people like to listen to you too, so I appreciate you coming on. And,
well, that's very kind of you.
Yeah, I know we missed a lot of phone calls. I mean, the summer's here, and I got, like today, I took my daughter to the pool.
Good for you.
The other day I took her to the beach. I mean, it's like every day I try to do something with these kids, because I have to keep them busy, and in the meantime, I try to throw a video up. I try to make time over here, and then last night I had to go to work for, a couple hours and stuff. So, but listen, I always love to have you on here, and I hope when you do come back that you send me an email, and thank you so much for everything you do for me. I mean, listen, you're an important figure in my life. You really are, and you're a friend to me. I'm so glad that you came into my life, because I learned a lot from you, and I love your knowledge, and that you're a God-loving person. I love that.
Well, I appreciate that, and this has been an incredible experience for me, one in which I will cherish, as I go about my duties. I just want to leave everybody with this message, and that is: pray for our troops always. Pray for our families, most especially. They're the ones that allow us to do the work in which we do. It's dangerous work. It is extremely long hours and difficult in the military and in the Department of Defense and in the IC. We do support one another all the time, but it's important because why we do this. We do this for, first and foremost, for our country, for our family, but most importantly of all, for me, for my friends, and all of you are my friends. So pray for us, pray for our families, and Pray for our country.
Amen.
Take care. God bless you, Jimmy. God bless everybody else. Be well. And I'll be gone on Friday. And when I get back, as I say to everybody sort of morbidly, I hope to come back in peace as opposed to pieces. So God bless you.
Don, listen, I love you. God bless. And make sure you stay in touch and send me an email.
I will. I will. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don Berlin, great guy. And God watch over him always. I'm going to miss him, not talking to him. And I hope, he gets back soon for sure. And, I also want to give a shout out to Michael Franzese. You know what? If you guys never checked out his channel, subscribe to his channel. I think Michael's a great guy. I look at him as, a God-loving person, family man, businessman, very successful. And in all honesty, if I could be any kind of 1% of anything he is, I would love to, definitely be something like him, because he's a gentleman. And, you guys don't know it, but here and there, he helps me out, stuff like that. But I want to give a shout out to him. So, to everybody who showed up today, thank you all. And, Mikey Scars, I put your name on here. And, things that I said, look, I'm going to say it again. You're one of the better guys in the neighborhood. I'm not Jimmy the Kid no more from back on Bath Avenue. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I got 2 kids of my own. And, I can't glorify these men. Looking back, all these men were killers. They used me and my friends to get what they wanted. And, they made my own friends kill my best friend. So I can't glorify these men. So just letting you know, me and you, we definitely grew up at different eras and different times. And that's, just what I want to say. But to all you people out there, Mrs. McGinnis, Steve Cutler, Gaetano Bracco, Richard Wing, Ryan Brown, Boston J, to all my moderators, thank you so much. Sherry, Gary Monteleone, Bronx Guy, Gun Hill Road, and Jim Magnific, peace and success in your life, Jimmy. Your message is powerful and getting out. PJM Justice, all you people out there, thank you so much. Nick Taroni, DC, and listen, thank you so much for showing up. I love all you people out there. And listen, say a prayer for Don Berlin, because he's always watching our back. And with that said, I'll see you on my next video. I love you guys. Good night, guys.